Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
But inside is so delightful.
It's Christmas in July.
Let's review.
Let's review.
Let's review.
Sounds divine.
Season 9.
Bum.
Bum. That's right, folks. Christmas in July. We are back once again. Season 9, Dragon. Oh my god. What are we doing with our lives?
Why
Anyways.
you gotta put the negative spin on it?
I know. No, honestly, I feel like Christmas in July is kind of like a good hallmark thing for us. That it's evergreen as far as the views go, whether or not people actually like that content, up for debate, but I digress. So Dragon, we have already covered one supernatural Christmas special, but it was a rather unconventional episode. It was the Mrs. Buttersworth episode, and Christmas was a part of that episode, but it wasn't the primary focus. Now, this episode, oh boy, it is very, very Christmassy. It is a very supernatural Christmas indeed. And Dragon, I have one nitpick with it as far as the plotting goes. I do think that the episode basically kind of feels like like we kind of like build up to the Krampus stuff in the first half, and then we kind of go in a different direction. I like both of the things. I like the investigating the Krampus thing, and then I do like where we end up with you know, the very sweet old couple that happened to be vengeful pagan gods. I just didn't really think those two sides connected as well as they could have, and that's like my one nitpick with the episode. Other than that, Dragon, I love this thing. I mean, it's pretty much everything that we want in a Christmas in July Christmas episode, as far as like it's got all the tropes, it's got sort of some unconventional spins on things. And Dragon, honestly, given how good our first episode of Christmas in July was, I am willing to bet like this is going to be one of our stronger lineups. I think we've got a pretty strong lineup here this year. If the first two were any indication. And of course, we'd be remiss not to mention Jensen Ackles, fresh off the heels of his turn as Soldier Boy in The Boys. You know, that's kind of like one of the big reasons why this in particular landed on our lineup this year. And I had a lot of fun with it, Dragon. What's your perspective?
Yeah, so obviously, I believe it was probably last year. I think it was last year. The point is, after Supernatural wrapped up and it was all added to Netflix, I finally kind of like took the plunge and I watched it, and I rather enjoyed it. Particularly the first 5 seasons, because of the Kripke seasons. Of course, our connective tissue between that and The Boys is that Kripke is the showrunner on The Boys, and that's why Jensen Ackles is
Ah,
in season 3 of The Boys, by the way. And you'll notice a few other Supernatural alumni who are in The Boys. Like, for example, the Dakota president, the guy running for president, Senator Singer, Robert Singer, is a nod to Supernatural because there was a producer on the show, the co-creator of Supernatural, I suppose, who then took it on once Kripke left. Robert Singer, plays the character Bobby, who they keep referring to in the episode,
uh-huh.
and that's Jim Beaver, who's Lawson the gun guy on the
Oh,
in the
Jim Beaver, of
Albuquerque.
course, yeah.
That's the thing. This was like the big Jim Beaver role that everyone he
Uh-huh.
played for pretty much the duration of the show. And anyway, point being, connective tissue between the two. Regardless, so I watched Supernatural, rather enjoyed it. Of course, I love Jensen Ackles. Also makes a mean Batman in Batman Long Halloween. I hope he comes back for more Batman. I'm all down for Jensen
I would
Ackles. I love that
honestly
guy.
be really down for him as a live action Batman at some point.
I'd be down for that too. I mean, I'd
I
co-sign
mean,
it,
let
but
Pattinson have his trilogy, but I'm saying like a successor to Pattinson at some point, you know?
I'd still campaign for John Hamm. But if we want to go a younger direction, yeah, sure. Why
John
not?
Hamm would be good for like, you know, the Batman Beyond era Batman at this point, I think.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that. I'd say he's more like kind of the Justice League era
Or
Batman, but
maybe Dark Knight Returns.
I mean, I guess I don't know. John Hamm looks really good for his age, though. But point
Yeah,
being,
you're right. You're right. He
point
does
being,
look
he
really
like
good
John
for
Hamm is unfortunately he's not a solo Batman. He's more of a Batman with Robins at this point. That much
fair
will
enough.
count
Fair
for me.
enough.
Regardless, point being, I love the dynamic between the brothers. That's very much the hallmark of the show for me. And when we got to do a seasonal thing with them, it was something rather cool, rather unique. And of course, down the line we did kind of the very Christmas in July sort of thing with the multiple holidays that they kind of like had not had time to celebrate. But this is the first time we kind of addressed like, yeah, how do these boys feel about Christmas? What is Christmas like on the road, and how does that impact them? And we saw, and I like that ultimately we, we're not just there's always like and Supernatural will do this because at 15 seasons you're going to essentially do almost everything that's been done in TV at a certain point. Now, they kind of like, okay, well, here's the obligatory Christmas episode, but little bit of plot in terms of, there's a big moment for Sam in the flashbacks, when he kind of he gets looped into what's going
Sure,
on, and
sure, yeah.
Dean gets his necklace and stuff like that. We do a couple of important things in here on the side, and again, it's the very special Christmas episode, and it was quite very special, I thought, and it ends perfectly. But we'll get there.
All right. So you ready to just dive right in?
Yes. So,
Okay.
Grandpa Mike, not that one, not the one
Well,
you're
first of
thinking
all,
of.
I just want to acknowledge I love the presentation on this. Yeah, no, not that Grandpa Mike. I love the presentation on this where we get the old school like special presentation.
Ah, yes, yes. Them having fun with, hey, we're doing our first Christmas episode.
Right, right, right. Okay, so yes, Grandpa Mike.
Oh, by the way, I should provide context. We're in season 3 at this point, so I can probably fill you in what's going on. But
There's
it's
only one thing I really need
yeah,
filling on, and that's the you can probably
yeah.
guess what the whole
I
like
I
Dean's
know.
like, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna be around next
yeah.
Christmas.
That's a very simple thing
Even
to
though there's like
explain.
13 or whatever more seasons, so I know obviously that
I
doesn't
mean,
come to pass.
well, actually, it does.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dean does die.
But like, does he like get killed off for like a season and come back or what?
Well, it's well, Castiel brings him back, so
Okay, okay,
so it's kind of like not like a long. It ends a season. I'll say that much. It ends a season. He comes
gotcha.
back, but you let me this way. Death meant something. Death actually meant something in those first 5 seasons, and then it just kind of became okay. And we're just gonna keep
Uh
doing
huh.
it. So when people died in the first season, it was an event, and it was kind of a season long thing, and it just kind of got a little embarrassing. But anyway. Point being, but yeah, so we're in season 3 at this point. So like, just to get very brief context, season 1 essentially their reverse Flash, as it were, is not a man in a yellow suit, but a demon with yellow eyes that killed their mother. So that's essentially Supernatural at its core. And then them taking down that guy had a after effect where, like, the first season ends roughly with the boys about on the brink of death, and then the father makes a deal with the devil essentially to preserve them, and then basically in the other season is Dean is basically to save Sam's life. He's now on death. Basically, he's on death's door. He has like a year to live, which is this
Uh huh.
season. So
Okay,
that's all you need to know. Basically, he's going to hell in a year.
gotcha, gotcha.
That's all you need to know. So you're all caught up on what the deal is with just going into this episode. All right. Anyway, so, special presentation. We have Grandpa Mike. No, not that one. Not the cuddly Jonathan Banks type. No, we have a kindly old man who's trying to provide his grandson Stephen the nice Christmas experience, and leads to a chimney death.
Yep, as you do, as you do.
I mean, he's dressed like Santa Claus and everything, and the kids see Santa Claus all whimsical. Like, oh man, he's getting the full treatment. He's getting the full Hallmark treatment.
Uh
And
huh.
then and like you can see me like, oh, Santa's gonna go up the chimney. We do like the most twisted version of it ever. Just again, the little twisted sensibilities here, little thread that Kripke's gonna be like, like tearing asunder when it gets to the boys years later.
Oh man, I mean, this is like just like a little like tiny little morsel of
Yeah,
that. Yes.
yeah. I mean, Supernatural was pushing the envelope back in the day for what you could
But
get
I'm
away with.
saying the boys, man, like season
Yeah,
3 is fresh in my head, dude.
yeah. But just look at season 3 of Supernatural, and then look at season 3 of The Boys.
Exactly. I will never look at octopus the same way again.
No, in many senses of the word. No. It's like, I saw what you. It's almost like Peter talking to the pie in Family Guy. I
Oh
saw
god.
what you did. I saw what you did. I saw my octopus.
Calamari, just no thank you. And the funny thing is, I actually just got into calamari about a year or two ago. So yeah. Anyways.
I saw my octopus teacher. I saw that.
Oh god. Oh no. All right.
The
All right.
deep,
All
the
right.
Deep's favorite movie, The Octopus
Dragon,
Teacher.
that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. All right.
Anyway, so point being, chimney death goes up the chimney. These are probably eviscerated. You hear bones cracking and everything. Anyway, so year later, so the idea
Well,
is
we get
kind
the
of an
really
annual.
awesome a supernatural Christmas title card as the ornament explodes.
Yeah.
So again, I
So
really like the presentation there.
yeah,
All
unwrapping
right.
that presentation. Yeah. So, a year later, again, the idea this is kind of like an annual occurrence. A year later, another instance of this has happened, and our boys are on the scene. Of course, in Supernatural, what they do, at least in the early seasons, was they go on the scene, they're wearing suits, pretending to be FBI agents or some national government of sorts, and they're just kind
Uh
of
huh.
walking in. Pretty much like a Men in Black approach. They walk in, interrogate people, and basically, okay, instead of some alien going on here, some supernatural's going on here. We're going to let the folks not know that part. So,
Right. Right. Right.
husband seems to have gone missing. He has been kidnapped. Ergo, like they've searched the house. Like, yeah, he ain't coming back. So the running theory is Krampus.
Yeah, I love that. And like I said, Dragon, if I had one little nitpick at all, it's just that I got myself a little hyped up for, oh boy, this is going to be Supernatural's take on Krampus. And it's not quite that. It's kind of that, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, roughly. I don't know. Krampus is sort of like when you do Krampus, you're basically confirming Santa Claus, and that's kind of the leap you have to make.
Right, right, right. So, but
That's probably
I
what.
do really love this, all the stuff in Act One going around investigating the Krampus. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. So let's see. So point being, we have this gag where like Dean walks in. Of course, I always love the banter between the boys here. And there's the funny thing: early season is before they had like a headquarters, so they're always like in motel rooms, like rundown motel rooms of all ways, shapes, and forms and
Uh huh. Uh
qualities,
huh.
which is really fun in terms of a set piece. I thought I really liked because
No,
again,
I
put
like
them on.
that. I like that
It,
element for sure.
it put them on the road like when they were kids. The idea is, after their mother got killed, the father went hunting and had to take the kids with him, so I just put them in motel rooms. So it's kind of a
Sure,
running
sure.
thing. Anyway. So, Dean's theory was, serial killer chimney sweep, and Sam's like, yeah, regular Dick Van Dyke, and Dean during the
It
Mitchie,
just goes completely over Dean's head.
he doesn't get, I'm Mary Poppins, he doesn't get that at all.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Oh God.
So, point being, evil Santa
Jensen
would,
Ackles is Mary Poppins.
well, much, well, much.
Right.
Let me just dial it back just a little. Okay, so anyway, so let's see. So,
Just a spoonful of sugar, Dean.
Sam, I need a spoonful of sugar.
Right.
Sorry.
Oh God. Just
Anyway.
force feeding it.
Anyway, so point being, evil Santa punishes the wicked, essentially Krampus. Apparently, Dean told Sam there was no Santa Claus, which we we're going to see later, and we're kind of showing there's some guilt on Dean here. Again, Dean having to kind of clip the kid's innocence and clip his wings, and maybe that kind of brings about the reflectiveness of why he wants to double down on Christmas this year, quite
Sure.
possibly. All right, let's see. So, their first lead brings them to Santa's Village.
Okay, and this place is just giving me real night before Christmas energy, Dragon, with like the Christmas like fair in the middle of the woods, and I love it.
Yeah, yeah, and there's just a very real quality here with the fact that there's no snow and they have like people in costumes that look like
I
they want to
love
be
how the
there.
no snow thing becomes a plot point. That's one of my
Yeah,
favorite elements of the episode.
me too, me too. Yeah, yeah. Just the fact that you have people there who don't want to be there in costumes and everything.
uh
Anyway, like kind of like a pop-up village of sorts. So again,
No,
just kind
I'm
of.
seriously. This is probably my favorite. Like, this isn't my favorite scene of the episode, but it's definitely my favorite location of the episode. I really dig this
By the
location.
way, up to this point, boatload of tropes. Again, Krampus, for example, Santa's village,
Grandpa
and
dressing up as Santa.
absolutely a chimney death at Christmas.
The idea of a Santa serial killer of sorts.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure. Anyway, also, telling the kid there's no Santa.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so Dean mentions to Sam that he wants a Christmas this year. He wants to celebrate Christmas this year, and Sam he doesn't have any fond memories of Christmas on the road because I'm presuming that Dad usually was not there during Christmas because he was off hunting. That'd be my guess. So he says, "No, no, I don't want to do that." He says, "All right, Grinch." I
So he
always love
kind of
when.
retired the Scrooge trope, but I kind of feel like it fits with Sam this episode a
No,
little bit.
absolutely. Sam is entirely a Scrooge this episode
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah, yeah. There's a Scrooge arc there,
We
unequivocally.
just used to we got to a point where we were like doing the fusion Scrooges, and it kind of became a mess. The Scrooge
Yep.
thing kind of jumped the shark a little bit.
Anywho, I love when Dean gets impetuous about certain things like a big kid. And I love like, well, fine. Grinch just
Uh-huh.
like just makes him his brother just kind of walks off. So let's see. Oh, we have a really fun transition here. Where, like
Yes,
Sam's
yes,
looking,
yes. The angry reindeer.
which transitions them back to 1991, in which basically kind of our main flashback where the magic disappeared for old Sammy boy. So they're in a motel room. They're watching Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. A trope. Let's see. So Sam is still filled with hope. He's gift wrapping, Dad's gift.
Hmm.
I bought for him. Thanks for money from Uncle Bobby. So, Dad left him for a hunt, and he's they're hoping that he'll be home for Christmas. Dean promises this, which is a bad move.
We're not going
Uh,
to be seeing Jeffrey Dean Morgan this episode, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, no, but he does play the father.
I know. And when I saw the flashbacks, I was kind of hoping that we'd see some sort of Jeffrey Dean Morgan cameo, but no.
They did not show Jeffrey D. Morgan did pop up more in those early seasons, like the first. Well, I want to say if memory serves, he died after the second season. So
Okay,
anytime they brought
okay.
him back, it was in flashback, but not often with flashback. So that's probably
Right.
why we're not really often seeing him now.
Makes
So
sense.
he was all over season one.
He was probably too busy playing Negan. No, that was the timeline's way off there. I'm just kidding. Anyways. Okay, so yeah, so Sam is kind of asking around about, about what his father does and why they move around so much because everywhere we go, they get sick of your face. And Sam just, he's kind of just digging for the truth. And he brings up the mother, which kind of sparks Dean to just be like, never talk about mom ever. So
Sam was a baby when the mother died, so he
Sam
doesn't
is
know
sort of
anything.
at the point in his life where he's kind of starting to ask questions, kind of starting to put the pieces together that this isn't a normal childhood by any means.
Yeah. All right, let's see. So, point being, we're setting up kind of like Sam wanting to know stuff, and Dean trying to preserve the kid's innocence, but making him look a little bit like kind of like a mean older brother, at least for the moment here.
Right, right.
So, of course, the irony being, Sam he wants in where when we start the show he wants out. He doesn't want anything to do with him after he's learned the truth. So, it's kind of the irony of the arrogance of youth.
The arrogance of youth.
All right, let's see. So we have this great game. $10 to get in, $10 a head to get in here, and they couldn't have scrounged up a little snow. So
And then
essentially, they're
we get a really, really, really uncomfortable social interaction, Dragon, which is probably my least favorite moment of the
well. First
episode.
off, they're looking for a pimp Santa. They're looking for a Santa with a
Uh-huh.
limp who smells like sweets, and we have this the ultimate red herring Santa of like who
Oh my
could a
God,
monster
he
Santa
is. He
be?
is a total red herring.
Where he's like this. Basically,
Fred
everything he
Jones would
says.
just be going nuts at the sky.
Yep, I'm telling you guys, it's him. Let me build a trap. It's
He's
him.
got the limp and everything.
Look at him. Goes, no, Fred, he's just creepy. He's not a. Anyway. That's the thing. This guy's just like unintentionally just super
Okay, I'm
creepy.
sorry. Like I was joking about the Mary Poppins casting, but seriously, Jensen Ackles would make a great live action Fred, would he not?
Well, absolutely. We know we've seen him in an ascot. He could absolutely
That's what
do
I'm
it.
saying. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, so you have this really creepy Santa, like Santa's got something special for you. It just sounds very off-putting.
Okay, tell me that's not like a little bit alarming. Like in the
No,
back
no,
of my mind, I was
absolutely.
like, is there something going up with the Santa that the episode just isn't going to explore?
Well, we see this Santa's just, in my opinion, this Santa has no business like being in any space with children, in my opinion. But that's
But it's probably not like I don't know. Like, do you think the kids are in immediate danger with him, or do
no,
you
no.
think?
I just think like the whoever hosted like put together this pop up Santa's Village just really didn't care about the screening process for their Santa
Okay,
Claus. It's like
okay.
this is like a slacker, creepy
It's
dude
basically a
Santa.
carny Santa, essentially.
Exactly, it's a carny
Uh,
Santa. Yeah, absolutely. But a
yeah,
carny's
yeah,
not
yeah.
really like good at kind of like sanitizing it for the kids. It's like a full on like a carny man.
Right, for sure, for sure.
It's like a soiled carny man.
Oh
Anyway,
God.
so yeah. All right, let's see. So we're not talking like a carny with a mentalism act. No, we're talking more like a geek with a mentalism act, which is
Oh
creepy.
man.
So, all right, let's see. Then we have the little helper elf here. And the helper elf,
uh,
this gag here. So basically, Dean makes a joke about, oh, my brother wants to see Santa Claus.
I'm sorry. I get such secondhand cringe for Dean in this moment.
Right, and of course, Sammy here in the classic gag. Sam again in the early seasons, particularly the first season, Sam was not quite we still learn the ropes. So here
Uh-huh.
Sam's like, no, we just want to watch, and this creeps her out like and just Dean just giving like a whole Jensen Ackles just being perfect, just giving like this crazy look of like, what? Did you not hear that before you said it? Anyway, then of course Santa with a limp and he smells like candy, like Ripple and everything, and it's like leads to a stakeout, and they're staking out the place. So then we have Sam Scrooge moment here. Where look, Dean, basically the whole like keep Christmas in your way, I'll keep it in mine. Like, look, you want to have Christmas, do it without me.
Uh-huh.
So let's see. So then they hear what they think are screams, or actually are moans.
Oh my
So they
god.
they burst in about to kill this sucker, and
Oh my god, dude. This is just
so the
oh
creepy
god.
Santa essentially is he's having some
Some
dirty
holly
time.
jolly good times.
Yeah, with alone with the
I'll let
TV.
you jingle my bells.
God.
It's just,
Anyways,
it is honestly like missile my toe. It is like the most perfect, like lame egg my nog, just like the most
God.
perfect lame porn Christmas puns you could possibly think of.
It'll be a white Christmas after all.
Okay, you see, that's actually a good one, Dragon. That's a good one, and that is not in here. All right.
God.
Anyway, so what do they do to get out of this very awkward situation?
This I find is so hilarious because the fact that it works cracks me up. So Dean, on impulse, the only thing he can think of, he basically freebirds it. He
Uh,
starts
uh,
Christmas caroling. What is it like? Is it Silent Night or is
it's
it
Silent Night, yeah.
Silent
Oh my
Night? And
god.
then Sam kind of joins in just very late in the
And
game.
then
Leaving him out.
my personal favorite part of this moment is when Sam like instinctually corrects the guy when he messes up the lyrics.
So it's the fact that cracks me up most of the fact that Santa Claus is not deterred by it. It's like, yeah, Christmas Carol. He's all
Well,
stoned
he's
and
so
everything.
drunk, Dragon. I mean, that's what
He's
happens
drunk
when
and
you get drunk. It's
he's
like Christmas carols. Yeah, awesome.
he's
I
drunk
get
and he's
you. It is
drunk.
Christmas. There would be carolers out. This is great.
He's drunk and he's stoned and he's a weirdo.
Oh my god.
All right, let's see. So, point being, the boys kind of got out of there before having to kill this man. So, meanwhile, so Krampus, we think Krampus takes one of the kids' parents.
Uh-huh.
Real
And this is
creepy.
a pretty well shot moment here, Dragon, where they come down from the chimney. We don't see their face, importantly. We only see like the robe essentially. And I do think we have the one clue where we see the human hands. I think that is a good clue to set up that maybe this isn't as supernatural as we might think it is.
Yeah. Of course, again, like I love like the almost the blood red leather on the Santa Claus and everything. There's something very Krampusy about it.
Totally.
All right, let's see. So, point being, another victim. All right. So, let's see. After that, oh, he leaves the kid, takes the cookie.
Oh, I love that. That's a great cut to commercial beat.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, trope.
I just remembered something. I feel so stupid.
What? What?
I know something we should have done for Christmas in July, but it didn't make the lineup.
What? What?
There's the short. There's the Krampus, like animated CG short.
Is it just a short? We could do
Well,
that for
it's
seasonal shenanigans if it's not tied to a
yeah, it's not a show. So I mean, I
TV
guess
show.
yeah, I guess because it's not even Krampus. It's just kind of like it's kind of Krampusy, but it's sort of like you'd have to.
Well, I mean, you know how we divide these things, dude. Like, the seasonal shenanigans stuff is like standalone movies and shorts and specials and stuff, and Christmas in July is series.
Well, I
So
mean, if you think it would count, it's like part of a shorts collection, but it is
I
kind of
think it would count.
standalone. All right, well, there we go. I think we found something.
All
Meanwhile,
right.
all right, Eureka moments, kids. Grab the camera. So, anyway, so okay, he leaves the kid, grabs cookie. So, and the aftermath, our FBI guys, yet again, they kind of
Hey,
use
Sam, I
the.
found a cookie. I don't know why that came to me.
Oh no, Dean always is eating, so the cookie thing's actually on.
I could just imagine them going through like a house investigating, and Dean's just like, "Ooh, look, cookies."
Oh, then Sam like, Dean, put
Dean,
the
those are
cookie
supposed to
down.
be for Santa, man.
Like, Dean, what are you doing? Put the cookie down.
All right.
Anyway, so the big plot point we learn here are the reefs.
Mhm.
So there's like the same reef, the same crime scene. This fact that Sam, again, being a little cleverer than his brother at times, he picked up on the same exact reef in both houses. Dean writes it off as a, "I was just testing you."
Mhm.
Okay, so then we have like one call to Bobby later. We basically confirmed that no, you morons, it's not an anti-clause. It's not. It's not
There's
Krampus.
no Santa.
Yeah, there is no Santa. So instead, it's a mellow sweet. Apparently, the reefs are filled with mellow sweet, which essentially is like it's like a pagan thing. It's
And I
basically part
do
of
like this twist, Dragon. Like I said, I just got excited about the prospect of a Krampus in the supernatural universe, but it is a really good twist.
yeah. 'Cause I knew we did the pagan god thing, but I kind of forgot. Like, wait a minute, did were they called Krampus or something? We're like, no, not
Mhm.
exactly. But anyway, so we basically the idea is this mellow sweet lures gods to basically feast on their sacrifice, and in exchange for the sacrifice, you know what you get?
A cookie?
Well, no, you get mild weather.
Right, right.
So by the way, I love this gag here where like just we have like some kind of like fun facts about pagan about the pagan lore of it all here where it's like, hey, did you know basically Sam fact checks Dean on the Jesus' birthday. We're like, no, actually Jesus'
Oh
birthday was
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
basically
He
the fall.
basically
It was like
goes on Wikipedia for a minute.
yeah, actually it was like in the fall. Like basically it's like a solstice festival of sorts, and basically all the Christmas trimmings,
Next
including
thing you're
Santa
gonna tell
Claus,
me the Easter Bunny's Jewish.
which is hysterical, by the way.
I would love for Sam to be like, well, actually.
Well, I mean, depending on how you look at it,
I mean, technically it's about Jesus's
that
resurrection and
that's what I'm
Jesus is
saying. I
Jewish,
mean, you
so
can make the leap that well, I mean, again, if you kind of meld the religious implications of Easter with just kind of like the bunny, if you just like, well, maybe the bunny is Jewish, we don't know, could
all right,
be.
anyways.
I
God.
don't know. I don't think anyone's really asked.
I don't think so either.
Be funny to see kind of a yarmulke on an egg. Let's be honest, but
Oh
anyway,
my god.
be hysterical. Imagine you walked into a temple and you saw that around Easter. How hilarious would that be? Anyway, so little tiny hats aside. Okay, so we're at the Christmas shop. We're basically in kind of like a kind of a hallmarky sort of environment here, a little Christmas shop with a fun slant to it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The fun slant being, you say we have this really fun shop owner, Mister Seiler, I think his name is. And there's a guy like, oh yeah, his lady just kind of brings by these free reefs. And by the way, I love like Dean's ploy here. This is like, hey man, we were just playing Jenga with the at the Walshes. He plays it like he's part of
Yeah,
like
I
the
know. I
like
love that. I
the
love that. And the guy is just very annoyed. He's just like, one of these freaks who's super specific. A wreath is a wreath, guys.
and like Sam's playing it up to in a really weird way, saying it was yummy.
Oh my god.
Which is so weird.
But
It's like
yeah, I
one of
do
those.
love this this little this is kind of the thing that gets him on the trail where this sweet little old woman who sounds very Mrs. Buttersworth-esque just from the way that she's built up, by the way.
Mhm.
Just came in and gave him a bunch of wreaths just for free, and she said they were very special.
But here's the fun slant for me. I just love that the shopkeep here. He's basically like, says like, yeah, I'm like, well, did you sell them for free? Like, no, people pay the buttload for this crap. This is, yeah, that's the Christmas spirit, right?
I mean, it makes sense.
No, it does. I just like the guy's very honest about that, and Dean
Yeah,
just
yeah,
saying, yeah,
yeah.
like Dean's not criticizing. He's kind of impressed. Like, yeah, that's Christmas spirit there for you.
Capitalism, baby.
I just love how direct he was about it. Like, yeah, it's a Christmas store, but I like money. All right, so let's see. Oh yes. So we have Dean had a little bit of nostalgia in the car, and this is where we hit the pathos of the episode too. By the way, where he's reminiscing about the empty beer can reef that his
uh-huh,
father
uh-huh.
either stole or bought. I think he stole it. And Sam's asking why Dean's Bing Crosby all of a sudden, like around Christmas. But again, another trope. Bing Crosby and also Chris Hallmarky Christmas store and
Also,
reefs and
I don't know why I keep going to Jensen Ackles casting, but Jensen Ackles is Bing Crosby. Why not?
okay, a little much.
I know, I know.
Now Soldier Boy is Bing Crosby though.
You know who I could actually see as Bing Crosby? Just off the top of my head.
Jeremy Strong.
Kind of.
Yeah.
No. I mean I could, but Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Really? Oh well,
Yeah,
I could buy it. No, I'm with you. That's absolutely
yeah,
that's
yeah,
actually perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's plus he can sing. That's perfect casting. I could
Right,
buy it.
right, exactly, exactly.
No, I
Anyway,
actually, I think seriously, I just fully endorse that pitch. It's actually an excellent pitch for Ben
ah,
Carson.
thank you. It just popped into my head. Anyways,
Yeah, yeah. All right. Okay. Let's see. All right, right. Okay. Oh, I actually, well, I can't tell. I can't tell you here now. I'll have to tell you later. So anyway, so Dean reveals that this is his last year of life, and he wants to celebrate Christmas before he goes out. And again, this is all thanks to the deal that he made to revive Sam, which basically, again, all
uh-huh.
coming from the whole the Dean with the yellow eyes kind of story. Point being, again, like brother sacrificing for brother, which then will lead to Dean going to
I
hell.
think
And
the fact that this is like the only thing in the episode that sticks out is something that kind of catches you off guard if you're not caught up with it. Like it does. I think that is a good testament to this holding up as a good standalone Christmas special, Dragon, because I do feel like that's one of the things you and I throughout the years have looked at with these Christmas and July things is, how good are these as standalone just Christmas stories? You know what I mean? Like without having the context of the whole show. And so I think this does a pretty damn good job. There is the one weird thing of like, wait a minute, why is he dying? But for all we know, he has like terminal cancer or something. It doesn't, the
right,
specifics don't really matter. The emotion's still there. I
well,
assumed it was some sort of weird supernatural thing, and I was right. But
yeah, just like a literal deal with the devil. That's pretty much what it is. Like,
as you do.
I'll do you if you want. I'll save your brother, but you die at the end of the year.
All right, so we go into yet another flashback.
Yeah. So again, the idea
Don't
is
forget
Sam
to
can't.
eat your vegetables, and he hands him a bag of Funyuns. That's
Yeah.
adorable.
So again, so Sam can't deal with the reality of Dean dying. Ergo, he really doesn't want to celebrate Christmas for that reason as well. So the flashback is Dean when he left in a huff, he was actually getting food. This is the idea that when Dad wasn't around, Dean was like in the pilot. Tiki, Dean. He was running out with his baby brother in his arms, like from the burning house. So like he's
Uh-huh.
always been protective and fatherly towards the boy. He always has been. Again, trying to live
Sure,
up to
sure.
Dad and everything. Dad being on the road all the time, Dean had to step up. So
But he still idolizes the father, which I think is a really interesting
yeah,
dynamic.
that he does. And Sam, obviously, he had mixed feelings about old
Uh-huh.
Daddy Dearest. So, like, he was the one who critiqued, like, how he raised the boys, where Dean was very grateful. Anyway, so, on the whole, essentially what happens here is, Sam, while he was alone, he found Dad's journal, and he basically called
And
out,
like you said, this is a big kind of like status quo moment in the show.
yeah, again, it's not something you need in the modern setting, but in the past, it's kind of like we're filling in a gap. So that's kind of the
Yeah, it's a
perfect
big
niche.
linchpin. Yeah.
That's the perfect groove you want to hit. Where it's something you don't really need it for the story, but it's an event you'd imagine would happen, and you're going to put in
Sure,
something that
sure.
people are going to see at least out of context, which would be like, yeah, we're going to watch the Christmas episode. Well, there you go. So yeah, so the idea like the monsters under the bed, Dad said the monsters under the bed weren't real because Dad already checked under there.
That's a really dark notion that I love.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
yeah.
there aren't monsters specifically right here, but they could be anywhere else.
That's why he surrounds the room in salt.
Right.
Yep. All right, let's see. So basically, Dean deflates Sam's balloon with the whole monsters are real news, which also takes away from Christmas.
Just, I mean, this is a shit Christmas, man. You find out that Santa's not real, but you also find out that monsters are real. I mean, that's a bum fucking deal.
Yep, and monsters killed your mother. Yep. And then again, like Dean trying to like promise saying like, look, things will be better when you wake up.
Oh boy.
All right, so we have Mrs. Reef here, who her name is not their actual names are the Kerrigans. The
I
Kerrigan, yeah,
love that nickname.
yeah. Mrs. Reef, she opens up, like this is her house. We have like all the lawn decorations, like Santa's sleigh and everything. Dean's kind of scoffing
Yeah,
here.
this looks really pagan, Sam.
Yep. So opening the door to the Kerrigans, and the Kerrigans here, the most Norman Rockwell Christmas couple you ever did see, like the most 50s couple. You get the pipe and everything, which is great. So so let's see. So a point being, like they're kind of asking about the reefs and everything, and saying, oh yeah, well we sold out essentially. Oh, then we have that great thing like, oh, reefs are fine reefs. So something off about these guys, just like something really kind of Yeah, there's just something really fun about that. So yeah, again, also just to recap a few tropes here. Again, we have like kind of the Norman Rockwell Christmas for sure, with kind of the '50s touch. Again, we already mentioned this. We had kind of the no Santa thing. We got lawn decorations. We got that for sure. Let's see. So also not really a Christmas thing, but yeah, we have this gag with peanut brittle. It's not a Christmas thing. I also want to bring up the peanut brittle thing. So yeah, it's the fact that this peanut brittle and Dean absolutely Dean wants food always in Supernatural. So he's reaching for the peanut brittle like Sam slapping his hand is hilarious.
Hey, Dragon, I don't know what's happening, but your audio's coming in kind of choppy. Do you mind trying to go in and go back out really quick?
Okay.
I honestly don't know if it's on my end or not, but it's like you just like from the
I,
scene transition there.
okay.
All right. Okay, sorry about that, folks. So let me get the screen share back up. And I sure hope you all are enjoying the season of Christmas in July. Of course, coming up later this week, we'll be doing The Boys season 3 spoiler cast, also with Jensen Ackles, of course. And then, of course, Better Call Saul is back, so we will be covering that as well this week. So lots of good stuff to look forward to on the channel. If anyone's in the comments, if they could tell me if you hear if you heard Dragon's audio issues or if it's just me or whatever, that would be nice to get a confirmation on. But anyways, so I'm sorry, I don't want to talk over Dragon was kind of like setting up this couple here, and I don't really want to talk over them. So okay. Dragon.
Sam.
Okay, you sound better. So yeah, hype up this couple again, Dragon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so again, we have the Kerrigans here, very Norman Rockwell couple, like they stepped right out of the painting. Again, really kind of funny here, like Mr. Kerrigan with the pipe and everything. And like the really hilarious '50s dialogue, like reefs are fine reefs. Peanut
Oh my
brittle,
god, dude.
of
What I
course.
love about it is that it's so perfect and straight out of like a '50s sitcom that there is something inherently off about it that gives them red flags.
Yeah, and also I love the peanut brittle guy where he presents it. And of course, Dean loves food, so he's going for it, and Sam slaps his hand away, like, no, don't take the peanut brittle away from the bad guys. Don't do that. No.
Oh my god.
So this is instant cut to okay. They're very convinced. Like, yeah, these guys they're off. They're funky. They can pull the whole
Right,
reef thing.
right,
It's like,
right.
yeah,
They're
we're
sharpening
sharp.
the stakes.
Yep, the evergreen stakes, essentially the Christmas tree stakes, which is really funny.
Is
So a weaponized Christmas tree trope. There you go.
that really a trope? Weaponized
Yeah,
Christmas
we
trees?
weaponized. Well, it's weaponized Christmas, which we've done before. So I guess
Weaponized
weaponized Christmas tree.
Christmas, sure. I'm just saying,
Well,
like
fine. It's
the
a very
tree in
I don't know.
particular.
I mean, can you remember us killing people with Christmas trees ever before?
Not really, but we can
All right,
just
fine.
lump it into the
Weaponized.
weaponized Christmas in general, though.
Okay, weaponized Christmas. There we go.
Okay.
So, on the advice of Bobby, who suggested the evergreen stakes, they've sharpened the. It's a shame we don't see Bobby here, but they always kind of name drop him even if he isn't in the episode. So they're sharpening the stakes. Sam on his laptop. This is a great cut, like Dean doing something like inherently cool, and just Sam on the laptop. That's kind of the usual money shot in a motel room for early Supernatural, which is fun. Let's see. So again, the idea. Let's go to gut us some pagan gods.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Dean and Sam they break into the house, and they're to stab some gods. Which you get a Gore the God Butcher just kind of sitting in the corner, like, oh, I wanted to do that.
Oh
I
god.
wanted to do it with my sword. Anyway,
Yes.
so all the so again, we have like all the tropes inside this house.
Oh
Tiki.
my
Like
god, we do.
all the tropes. We got
Snow
a
globes, tinsel,
Christmas tree, garland,
gingerbread house.
yeah, and cookies. Tiki,
What?
there are cookies.
Yes, indeed.
Lots of cookies.
Oh
And not just lots of cookies, Tiki. You know what else?
no. Go ahead.
Lots of seasonal cookies.
Yep.
Yeah. Seriously, folks, if you haven't tried already, I can't necessarily recommend the reefs because you might end up, sacrifice to pagan gods. But you know what I can recommend to you? Something that is wholesome and not sprinkled the meadow sweet. The Kerrigan cookies. The Kerrigan Bakery should always be open. They got peanut brittle. They got Christmas cookies. They got gingerbread houses. Not gingerbread apartments, gingerbread houses. Anywho, so let's see. So we have what is it? The point the boys go in the basement, and what do they find in the basement? To eat? What seasonal wonders do they find in the basement? What
Oh God.
cuddly imagery do they see? I'm all at Twitter. Tell me what they see.
Just bones, Dragon. Just human bones.
Oh no. Oh no. Just bones and blood and
Guts
bits
and gore. It's a regular house of horrors.
and half alive victims in bags, boxes.
Oh
They
my
didn't
God.
come
Yeah,
in
it is pretty
boxes, bags.
horrifying. Like genuinely.
Unlike the Grinch, it came with boxes, bags, and tags, man. So they get ambushed by the couple who are there, kind of like waiting for him and knock him out. And
Gosh, I wish you boys hadn't come down here.
oh boy, do we have quite the horrifying third act coming up.
This is a great third act, man. It really is. There's one moment in particular that made me like audibly just scream, which we'll get to. It's definitely one of my kind of like triggers when it comes to body horror.
Yeah, oh for sure. So the boys awaken tied up to basically our main image here. They wake up tied to chairs together, and like the Christmas music next to like a Christmas feast on their right, which is
I fucking love this setting. It's perfect, Dragon. This is like super. Like I don't know that much about Supernatural, but this is like the Supernatural tone in a nutshell. Like them in some sort of crazy hostage situation, but in the middle of what looks like a Norman Rockwell painting. It's just chef's kiss. I love it.
Also, speaking of Norman Rockwell painting, I love their Christmas sweaters so much. I love the
Indeed,
fact that we put
indeed.
them in these Christmas that we put the Kerrigans in Christmas cardigans. One could say the Kerrigan cardigan collection.
Indeed.
The 3 C's, if you will. The 3 C's of Christmas. The Kerrigan Cardigan Collection. Get it now this Christmas on QVC. All right. Christmas all the time, especially in July. So, wake up, boys tied up to in the
Oh, we
chairs.
used to take over 100 tributes a year, dear. Now we're down to what? 4, 5?
Like 2 to 3. 2, 3, now 5 with the boys.
Uh-huh.
So that's not bad. I love they're looking on the bright side. You're like, yeah, we do the sacrifice thing. We do. But hey, give us some points, man. We used to do it in like droves. Now we just do it now we do it like serial killers. That's much better.
Uh-huh.
Which, I mean, to their point, yeah, it's an improvement.
Like mathematically, yeah, hundreds of lives is that is more evil than a few for sure.
Yeah. So let's see. Point being, that still ain't going to cut it. And of course, with you Hardy Boys, that makes 5. I love when they get called the Hardy Boys. By the way, I think that's cute.
It'd be like if John Wayne Gacy was like, you know what, honey, I think I'm just gonna kill a kid on a special occasion.
Yeah,
I'm turning a new leaf this year.
Yeah, we're gonna invite him for Christmas dinner, make him feel welcome, then kill him. Yeah, then put him in the floor. So, moving on. Sorry, enough clowning around.
Yes. So, Dragon, they look good enough to eat.
Well, sure, yeah. So then we learn that the pagan gods here. This is really funny. I love this the fact that they're not just going to eat them, which ultimately they do eat all these victims. But the idea is like they're going to feast on their sacrifices here. But they do believe in ritual. They are sticklers for ritual. So they have to do the whole ritualistic kind of torture-esque thing before they kill them, which buys them time. So let's see. So oh god. So let's see. So Sam gets like they're drawing blood with knives on the arms.
That's horrifying in its own right. But then when we get to the fucking fingernail pool, Dragon, that is one of the I can't take it. I can't. Ooh. Like if there's ever like an extended torture scene where people are pulling out multiple fingernails, I feel like I need to just straight up like fast forward it. It's one of the things I just cannot take.
Yep. So let's see. So they put like a little bit of meadow sweet around them, like little reefs, and they're Oh, again, I love like the cutesy Norman Rockwell dialogue, like righty-roo, now
Oh,
on to
it's
step
perfect.
number
The
two.
dialogue's all perfect. Yeah.
So like they're bleeding Sam, and he upsets Dean. SOB calls him an SOB. He says, "Hey, we don't." Basically, it's going on like, yeah, like they don't like the use of the language there, and they feel like they're not getting respected. Like it's all like we
When
were the
you want to
big pagan.
swear, I use the word fudge.
I'll try to remember that.
Then later on, Dean's just like, fudge you, you fudging.
I'll fudge and kill you.
Oh, God.
Just great. But I love that, like the fact the pagan guys really ticked off. Then this Jesus became the big ticket in town.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. So all that, so that we assimilated into the town. We're not blending as smoothly as you think, lady. Anyways, and of course, nickel in the swear jar. Then we have the. I'll try to remember. I love how exasperated and vaguely polite Dean is in this scene. It just cracks me up about it. So again, I'll fudge and kill you. So, worst Christmas ever for Sammy boy, I'm sure. As like a fingernail's getting pulled, and Dean's about to lose a tooth. Thank goodness he doesn't. I love right before that happens. Merry
I gotta be
Christmas,
honest
Sam.
with you, Dragon. This sounds crazy, but if given the option between tooth and fingernail, I would have a hard choice, honestly.
Hmm.
Like, I feel like the tooth thing would have more long-term damage, but I feel like it wouldn't hurt as much as the fingernail.
Hmm.
Anyways.
Anywho. So I love this bit like right before all the torch is about to continue. It's like, "Hey Sam, Merry Christmas." Then it was, of course, about the thing about the pull out tooth. The doorbell rings. Is someone gonna get that? So that buys him all the time they use, like the nosy neighbor, like well, basically the friendly neighbor is going by there and giving him fruit cake and offering like, "Hey, you want to hang out?" It's like, no, we're a little tired. We're a
Are
little
we
bit
still
straight
on for bridge tomorrow with bells on?
with bells on. Love it.
Oh my God.
Also, fruitcake trope.
Indeed. And they do not like the fruitcake.
They step on the fruitcake, man. Now, how often do you see that? Because usually we play fruitcake is indestructible. We never see like stepping on the
That's
fruitcake.
true. That's true. That's a good point.
All right, so I wonder if you actually can step on a fruitcake. I mean, clearly they did here, but I'm
I
just
think it
saying
probably just
generally.
depends on how it's made.
Yep. All right, let's see. So anyway, so the point when the boys escape, they're barricading the door. They're basically they improvise like, well, where are we gonna get evergreen stakes? And they look at the Christmas tree. Bingo. They run to them. They basically dismantle the tree, the symbol of Christmas. And they fight a little fighty fight as you tend to have in Supernatural, and a little stabby stab. They're dead, killed, gone. Then we have a really sweet ending here. So we have the flashback with the boys where we reveal that it's really interesting. We kind of treat Dad like Santa Claus here, in a sense. We likened him to Santa Claus in terms of he was supposed to show up, and Dean had essentially faked it. Again, it's not so much Dean making it seem like Santa Claus showed up, but making it seem like Dad showed up.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah.
then how did he try to do this, Tiki? What did Dean try to do?
He stole presents from a nice house down the street. He just didn't check to see if they were boys' presents or girls' presents.
So they're all girl presents. So he's just trying to like spin like, oh, Dad must think you're a little girl. Then it's just like, nope. So
God.
jigs up. He explains it like, again, I think Sam appreciated the effort, and Sam gave him his iconic necklace.
Yes.
Yes, that he wears the whole entirety of the show.
Nice.
So if I remember, he actually eventually hangs it in Baby. It hangs it in the car, I think. All right,
I
so
forgot that the car is named Baby. That's
oh
great.
yes, Teak, it's the biggest thing ever since the beginning. He loves that car, and it's named Baby. Yep, no one puts Baby in the garage, or no one parks Baby illegally anyway. So. Anyways, then we have like the sweetest ending ever. This is honestly, this is the whole reason I wanted to cover the episode. I mean, that and the whole hostage scene we just saw. But I love
It is a very nice ending.
this ending. Just charms the pants off me.
Sam
man.
and Dean both got Christmas presents for each other at a very, very special location, Dragon, a place of much significance. The gas stop down the street.
But think about this though, Tiki. just the fact that like we gave a really great payoff to the flashback structure where Sam has just been, he sees what Dean did for him and throwing a makeshift Christmas and everything, putting up the tree, the little tree and everything, and giving them presents, even though it was horribly botched and everything.
Uh
It's just the
huh.
fact that he made the attempt, and I think Sam saw the value in this at the end. That's why Sam is. Dean walks in. We're playing "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas." Already is a really nice, very pathos-filled Christmas song already. And just the fact that he sees the effort that Sam put in for him, putting up like a makeshift Christmas, little crappy Christmas tree, and little banners and everything, and made him eggnog. It's probably not good eggnog, but he put some booze in the eggnog. By the way, eggnog, kind of makeshift Christmas. So they go in there and they exchange these really kind of small kind of really very homemade-ish gifts, I should say, or at least like store bought but conveniently store bought gifts.
Yeah, yeah.
We got skin mags and shaving cream, and we got fuel for me and fuel for my baby.
So I thought that was fucking precious, Dragon.
Yeah, it's adorable. Oh god, I love it. But you know what I think the classiest move of all here is?
What?
It's the fact that the brothers don't usually until like the climax of the season do they get super touchy feely. In which this case we just kind of had this moment which is really sincerely nice and everything, and then we kind of basked in the silence and see the brothers kind of want to say something to each other, but they don't. But you
Uh
feel
huh.
it. And then just the only like Sam just recommends like, "Hey Dean, yeah, want to watch the game? Yeah." They put on that, and they're basically it's the idea of it's like the unconventional Norman Rockwell painting where it's a small, crappy motel. They're watching the game. It's snowing outside on Baby as we
And
pan
it's
out the
just super
window.
comfortable. It's super cozy. That's
Yeah,
the best way I can describe it.
cozy is all good. It's funny. Like
Yeah.
on top of the hill, we have the Bates. We have the house. With Norma Bates and Norman Bates just like having their beautiful kind of Christmas moment. And here in the motel, one could say we have the boys just kind of having like a little smaller kind of beautiful Christmas moment.
Hmm.
I know it's two very different shows. I'm just saying it's kind of funny the motel setting if you think about it. Like we've done two Norman Rockwell kind of like awesome Christmas endings for anyway. But yeah, that's the ending, and it's rather nice.
Okay. Dragon, I'm kind of in a rush to get out of here because of Saul. So let's
Okay,
wrap up the
don't
group.
rush it because like we got to do our business, man.
Well, I'm just saying, my dad's waiting for me, and it's starting in like 4 minutes. So
Would
let's
have been
just.
nice if you said you had a time crunch for this very specific reason before we elected for 11. But okay, what do you like? Hurry up then. Final thoughts.
I mean, final thoughts. I just really like it. I don't know. It's a very cozy special. I'm definitely getting more into the show. The dynamic of the characters is great. Tons of tropes, and that's honestly the amount of tropes is kind of the main reason I'm worried about the time here. But yeah, very very solid. And like I said, Dragon, I think we're definitely on track to have a killer lineup this year with the selections we have.
Yeah, just in long and short of it, this Supernatural Crystals hit all the right spots, particularly with the ending. It kind of like bask in what the show is. It kind of took the procedural and gave it like kind of fun. Again, it took the procedural and added like a lot of flavors of Christmas that felt appropriate for Supernatural. So good stuff. Good on Kripke. Loved it.
All right, and the tropes.
Okay, just to fast forward through them here. Let's see. We got Santa's Village, Krampus. Like telling the kid there's no Santa. Grandpa's Santa. We got Christmas cookies. Basically, all the Christmas trimmings inside the house. Cookies, gingerbread house. We got sweaters. It's
The
a
tree
regular
farm,
QVC. Yeah, the tree farm. Yeah, we got the
the
Christmas tree being.
drunken Santa,
Yes, we do. Yeah, we got drunken Santa. We have creepy Santa.
Christmas carols.
We got a Scrooge and Sammy Boy.
Indeed.
Got the Christmas flashback. We got let's see, we got the Norman Rockwell homages, but particularly with the unconventional one at the end, and then of course our couple in the Christmas sweaters and all that sort of stuff. And I mean, yeah, I think that's probably again we have reindeers. We have Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer as well.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's. Oh, I'm mentioning of the Grinch.
Right. Okay.
Take it. I don't know, man. I can't. I'm just so exacerbated. I just can't really think of it any longer. We need a name for this process, man. Give me a name. I demand that you, right here, right now, give me a name for this process of listing the tropes like we just did. I'll be shocked if you can come up with anything. Do
What
it
about
now.
putting the mistletoe underneath the microscope?
We can probably come up with something better, but let's just go with it for now. Yes.
On the next Christmas in July.
Fa la la la
La
la
la
la
la
la
la la
la.
la.
Merry
Ooh, look,
Christmas,
I have a
Sam.
cookie.
Sam, cookies.